Welcome, everybody. It's my pleasure being here. My name is Juliet von Cube, and I'm here to talk to you about tech. And I mean this literally. I want to talk to you, not just in front of you, because this subject affects all of us. And this is why my first question is to you, the audience. I would like to know who of you knows how to code, has any experience in coding. Great. Would you mind standing up? That would be great, because it's easier, a little exercise. Ooh, great. Great crowd. Good for you. Now, a little round of applause. Please keep standing. Please keep standing. I really like what I see. Now, all the men standing, would you mind sitting down? This means we have all of you ladies here standing up, knowing how to code. This is actually amazing, because this is not normal for the year 2017. So, round of applause for all of you. Great. Thanks. And to all the other ladies in the room, including me, I think we have to put that one on our bucket list. We have to all go to one of these courses. Because it is 2017, and all these polls are showing that fewer people think that gender makes a difference, but it still does. So, to quote the New York Times, technology got a man problem. And that is why we're here today. That is why we're having 3 amazing slammers waiting for you. We got a quiz waiting for you. And I would like to welcome the speakers on stage right now. Please join me here. All of you. It's our pleasure having you all here. I'm more than happy to introduce you over here. I'm just coming over here. This is Puno Selesho. She's a spoken word artist from South Africa who started the Cherry Blossom Project. The project aims at preparing underprivileged high school girls for the real world and helping them realize their self-worth. I would like to ask you a question, but you're having no microphone. So first, I'm going to get you a microphone. Oh, great. Thank you so much. Because what I would like to know is, why is your heart beating for women in tech?
Women are phenomenal beings, and I believe that there's nothing more beautiful than a woman who's living out her full potential, and she needs the right tools in order to do that.
Thank you so much for being here. Next to you is Juliet Kego Ume-Onyido. She's a co-founder, executive director of Whole Woman Network Leadership, Empowerment and Advocacy Social Enterprise for African Women and Youth. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And my question for you is, why do you think is e-skills for girls an important topic?
I think e-skills for girls is an important topic because we make up half of the world. So it makes sense that if we want to get the whole world skilled, right, functional, that we include girls. So, and most of these girls, for a lot of, in different parts, they live in rural communities. So it's important that we reach those that are kind of ignored. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm really looking forward to getting your view on the subject later. I'm really looking forward to that. Tarik Tesfu, you're a German YouTuber. You're focusing on gender equality. And at the moment, it's quite popular to ask someone, or to ask a lady if she's a feminist. I would like to ask you, do you regard yourself as a feminist as well?
Of course I am a feminist, and I think that
Woo!
every human being, every gender in this world, because there are not only men and women in this world, should be a feminist, because it's good and great to stand up against sexism, racism, homophobia, transphobia, and all the shitty things in this world.
That's why you're here today. Katrin Bornemann, you are the Officer for ICT 4D and the Digital World at the German Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development. warm welcome to you as well. And of course, I want to know, why is your heart beating for tech for girls, for e-skills for girls?
Well, my heart is beating for e-skills for girls because I believe that if girls are limited from jobs that are future safe, they're also limited because if they lack IT skills, they're also limited from getting to earn an income, and so they have less chances to actually rule the world as well.
Thank you so much. And last but not least, Andreas Proksch, you're the Director General of GIZ's New Sector and Global Programs Department. And you're here, you're a man, and I would like to know, why is it important that we're having two men on the stage today as well?
Well, the typical German male answer would be because of economic reasons, but that's not why I'm standing up here.
Good.
I take this as another step to a different society, a society without discrimination and with equal roles of men and women, and there we still have some distance to go. That's why I'm here.
Warm welcome. We know it's right after lunch, and we know how you feel. That's why we haven't prepared like a 60 minutes monologue. We have a quiz waiting for you, and we have two teams. Team 1 is going to be Katrin and Tarik. Team 2 is going to be Andreas Proksch and Puno, and we need 2 volunteers from the crowd. So, is there anyone who would say, okay, I would like, because I have 2 presents actually for you, so this is your chance to get a nice takeaway from the Republika. They're lying here. If any one of you would say, yeah, I want to be part of the Republika, I want to be part of this session, this is your chance. 2 volunteers for the quiz, that would be really great. Anyone? Anyone? Oh, good for you, thank you. And there is someone as well, please. Thank you very much, thank you so much. Please come. I think you can, yeah, probably you're going to need it now. That's great. I really like it. You can get a microphone as well. So if you would like to introduce yourself, what's your name?
Hello, I'm Toby.
Great having you here, Toby. And what's your name?
Hi, I'm Kate.
Perfect. Kate and Toby, you can choose your team, actually. You want to stay with them? And okay, perfect. So we figured that one out. Great. Thank you so much. You all have the chance to take a quiz as well, because I'm not sure if you've already noted, you have a sheet lying on your seat. It's different questions than the ones we are taking now, because otherwise it would be no fun. You have time to take this quiz after the session, and we collect the quizzes, and you have a chance to win a prize as well. It's great, and we're going to announce the winner. It's all on the sheet. It says just leave your mobile phone number, your handle. We're just going to use it for that, and you can pick up the prize. So, having said all that, I think we're ready to go. Perfect. I will pose questions, just to have the rules. I will pose questions. We have 20 seconds to answer. Juliet, you have a special role because we have 2 open answers, and you're going to be the judge saying, okay, I think this question, like this answer is better than the other. Yeah, I think we're ready to go. I think let's just start. And yeah, it's
so
working.
just a question, after the 20 seconds, the one who is quicker will win, or you will ask one after the other?
You're going to see, we have an A, B, C, D option, and like this. And you're going to say, you have to have one answer. You have to say, okay, we're going to go for A, and you have to say whatever, or for D or whatever. No, in this case, not D. Better not. And then someone here is collecting the right answers, and then we're going to see at the end. 7 questions. Let's start. I'm going to read out. In OECD countries, at age 15, fewer than X% of girls consider careers in engineering and technology, compared with 18% of boys. Answer A is 15, answer B is 10, answer C is 5. Your 20 seconds now.
We have already finished. Could we do like who's quicker? Because
Oh!
No.
Yeah.
Equality.
Interaction, discussion, democracy. 20 seconds are up, is it? Yes. Ah, okay. Perfect. Okay. Thank you. 20 seconds up. Great. So, what's your answer?
Our answer is C, 5%.
Your answer?
We said C, 5%.
That's both correct. So everybody gets a point. Next question. You can see it like that. Ah, okay, like that? Yeah. I will stand like that, okay. What factors are often cited as responsible for the lack of women working in technology fields? A, gender stereotypes, B, lack of role models, C, insufficient support by family and or education, D, all of the above. 20 seconds. I'm coming here. Okay, you're done, are you? You know what you're going to say? Go first, please.
D, all of the above.
Same with us. You must make it more difficult for us.
Okay, we try. Yeah, we have some open questions now. Because, of course, it's D, all of the above. Next one. It's open question, so I have this quote for you. I'm sure some of you have already heard it before. Janusz Korwin-Mikke, the Polish EU politician, he stated this. Of course, women must earn less than men because they are weaker, they are smaller, they are less intelligent, they must earn less, that's all. My job for you is now, you've heard this statement, you have now 20 seconds to prepare an elevator pitch. One of you guys have to give a short speech, a short answer to this guy you would meet in the elevator. 20 seconds for preparation and then your answer. And Juliet, this is now your chance to say, and this is now your job, saying which answer did you like more. Yeah? Great.
Can we do it like
Okay, time's up. Who of you is going to do the statement?
Me?
Okay.
So, the first suggestion on our side as an answer is just fuck you. The second one is, we once read in a poster in Ghana a quote, which is a good answer, which said, in order to get a job, a woman must be twice as good as a man. Fortunately, this is not too difficult.
I like that one. Stage is yours.
First, we would say, Mr. Mieke, you need some love. But
Laugh out loud.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you should learn less because you are weaker, you are smaller, you are less intelligent, and that's the reason why you should earn less.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your spontaneous reactions. Juliet, what do you think?
Okay, I have a difficult job.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm going to go with this group.
Congrats. Okay, 1 point for team 2. Next one. Here we are. A Worldwide Web Foundation research shows women in selected developing countries, Cameroon, Colombia, India, Indonesia, Kenya, Uganda, Mozambique, and Nigeria, are less likely to use the internet than men. How much is the difference in percent? You have A, B, C. Oh, no! Give me this. Okay, let's move on to the next question. But I really like this question, okay? I knew it. I knew that this would happen. Okay, we have an open question for the next one, so this is going to be on the safe side. So B would have been both your answers. Would have been yes. You both got a point, yeah. Number 5. Okay, B. Here we are. Please answer in 3 sentences max. What is the meaning of the term glass stealing with regard to gender? Same thing. You have 20 seconds. Just prepare an answer.
is the top that you can't see in order for women to reach higher positions when it comes to jobs within, well, jobs generally, actually. And it's an unspoken thing, like unspoken rules and norms, and that, that's to do together. So even though if they would say like, okay.
Okay, I'm seeing you've already made up your mind. Time's up, time's up. Okay, this time you're going first. Team 1, please.
Okay, glass ceiling means that it is a barrier that you can't see that hinders women to get into top positions and to make a career, not only in the IT sector, but in general. And it's like unspoken norms that exist, and we can see that the glass ceiling still exists because so little women, not little women, less women, fewer women are in top positions, and this is the glass ceiling. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this answer. Please, thank you. Puno.
So yes, the glass ceiling is a barrier placed by men, so not allowing women to excel and to reach their goals. And I can use another example. It's like an invisible finish line that men keep moving further and further and further away from women, but watch us reach there.
I'd like to add on that. I believe that one of the problems of the glass ceiling is that it's not only imposed by men to hinder women, but it's also often imposed by women. And so that, you know, sexism is also a topic that also, you know, like a lot of women also are sexist. And so this is probably to add.
I would like to underline that as well. I think that's our job to change that. Okay, having all said that, Juliet, easy job.
Easy job. Well, still difficult because both of them gave great answers, and it adds to the conversation. And I'm going to lean with this group because that's still it's put on by everyone.
Okay, next question. Just one click. Okay, that's the official answer, but I think we've already got that. So one other click. Okay, I think I have to. Yeah, I can. Yes, here we are. How many senior leaders at mobile operators in Africa are women? What do you think? Less than 1 in 10? Less than 5 in 10? Less than 3 in 10? 20 seconds. Choose your answer.
I would say less than 1. Even in German, probably less than 3 in 10.
Okay, this team is quicker. Just to make sure this team is quicker right now.
No pressure.
So please go first.
We said A, less than 1 in 10.
Okay, what's your
We
answer?
also say A, less than 1 in 10.
Ah, okay. Another click. Yes. Great. Okay. Our last question. It's kind of a tricky question, and it's actually my favorite question. Here we go. I want you to estimate the number of Google entries on the following topics: for women coding, for women dress. Here we go. Just think about a number, and we have someone calculating who's closer to the actual numbers.
250 million for dress. Okay.
Mm.
25,000.
Okay. You're done? You know what you want to say? Okay.
But not
you're
say
okay
one more then. Okay, we decided that we're going for 25,000 for women coding and 250 million for women dress.
Good guess. Good guess. So you have to say something.
Okay. We also agree that women coding wouldn't be allowed 50,000 entries, and women dress will be around 8 million, and women on dress will be even much more. That which is such a sad, but yeah.
Good point. Just do another click. So women coding, it's actually more than you all expected. Kind of a good answer. It's 2,600,000 entries, and for women dress, we have 228. So you were actually pretty close with that one. So I would say, yeah, who's closer? And team So you both got a point.
Yeah.
Oh man, that means. Does this mean we are having 2 winners? Is that the result? Okay. So, thank you so much for playing with this quiz with us. Thank you so much for your courage. We do have 2 presents. So, round of applause for the volunteers, please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You can go and sit down again. Thank you. Yes.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Now it's time. I think you can stick with the microphone. You're more than welcome to do that. Thank you.
Thanks.
We want to put the gender digital divide into perspective right now. We have Katrin Bornemann here, we have Andreas Proksch here, and they will explain how the German Development Corporation is tackling the issue and why the topic is an important area for BMZ and GIZ. The stage is yours. Yeah.
All right. I'm very pleased to welcome you here today on behalf of the Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, the BMZ.
Do you want to have use your microphone? Perfect.
Yeah, thank you. Well, should I repeat that maybe?
Yeah.
I'm very pleased to welcome you here on the behalf of the Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, the BMZ. I changed my speech a little bit. And so, actually, I wanted to come here and tell you about all the things that we do and everything. But first of all, it's very important for us as Federal Ministry to point out that digital inequality and e-sexism is not exclusively something that, of course, happens in developing countries, but as we saw by the quote of that EU Parliament spokesperson, is of course also a problem that we have here and we have to deal with here. So we're not pointing with our fingers to developing countries and saying in a very patriotic and also chauvinist way, well, this is exclusively something that happens just in your world. Of course not. But it is my ministry's mandate to promote women's rights in the digital world in developing countries, and this is why we are here today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a man's world. It is 2017, and it still is a man's world. This is the reason why it is also a man's digital world. Those two things are interconnected. So e-sexism and digital gender inequality expresses itself in many different voices. The only thing they have in common is that all of these voices are very ugly. So what does it mean? It means we have less women that have access to information and to the internet. We have less women that have e-skills and thus qualify for jobs in the IT sector and thus are not fit for the future and to earn money. We have less women that can influence public opinion that is more and more happening in the digital world. We have the content in the internet is made by men. Tech inventions, tech innovations are designed mainly by men for men. So women are much more the victims of hate speech than men are. To sum it up, what does the internet mean? In 1999, we were still also convinced that it's a free internet with equal rights. Of course it is not. You probably saw the signs that we have prepared to promote our action, e-skills for girls. It says, no woman, no web. I have a really bad surprise. We have the web and there are no women, or there are just very little women. So, of course, there is a web without women and it's functioning pretty well. So we need to change that. So what does the internet mean? We have men talking. We have men talking to men and men listening. So what are they talking about? They're talking about male-dominated content. And when they're talking about women, they're often victims of hate speech and of being sexually objectified. So this has real repercussions for the analog world, because the digital influences the analog world and vice versa. It's a man's world, and therefore it's a man's digital world. And it's a man's digital world, and therefore it is a man's analog world. So what does that mean for us? It means you can't think feminism without fighting sexism and inequality in the digital world. And this is an issue that, you know, as also the very charming and nice and moderator introduced, is I always have a problem that we have so many women campaigning for these issues and still way too little men. And I think they tend not to campaign for gender issues in the digital world because they think it's a women's problem. And of course, it's a problem for everybody. And so I like to emphasize that campaigning for women's rights in the net or outside the net is also a human rights issue, of course. So I call out for every woman and every man to position themselves as digital gender advocates and to support our initiative, eSkills for Girls, also or to support any other initiative. Write counter-arguments when you see hate speech. Write counter-arguments when you see any sort of declassifying the competencies of women, when you see that women are sexually objectified. I think we are all in the power to do something here. Write love comments, love speech instead of hate speech. And it really doesn't matter where you're getting involved and where you're getting engaged, but the thing is, get engaged. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much and welcome from my side as well. And thank you very much, Katrin Bornemann, for this plea for a different world and what else for me as a male to add. It's sad, really, that the digital world and the digital industry has been built by men and for men, and that the face of technology and programming is to a large extent still a male one, a white male one, and a young white male one. We had seen a lot of women standing up when you were asked who has some experience in coding, but unfortunately this is not typical. And as Katrin Bornemann has said, this is not only a problem in our partner countries, but all over the world, from north to south, from east to west, and this is by and large also to a very large extent true for Germany. Common stereotypes related to women in fields and science and technology need to be challenged. And that's why we from GIZ very much appreciate and strongly support the initiative eSkills for Girls. We are extremely impressed and we are also very enthusiastic about the strong support from many sides. We are very glad that the German government, our BMZ, gives money for this initiative, that it has made it part of the G20 approach. But it's not only the government, it's a strong coalition of the private sector, of many e-tech firms and companies, of big foundations like Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, of other foundations, who really see it as a must. Perhaps a must for economic reason, but also a must for our society. There are already some concrete programs. And for instance, one of the programs GIZ is implementing on behalf of BMZ is a program in Indonesia. Also Indonesia, a very strong country with gender stereotypes, especially in the field of digitalization. And there is a project to increase knowledge and awareness of gender discrimination in education. We promote and encourage teachers to take a second look at the role women can play in the industry, and we support women to study and work in the field of science and technology and send the message that diversity pays off. Another important factor of this project in Indonesia is the involvement of the private sector. You know from many computers the sticker Intel Inside. Also in the project of Indonesia, Intel is inside, and we think without the companies, without the private sector, it is not successful to promote such an approach. We know, and that's very unfortunate, there is no quick win and there's no quick fix in this field. We need continuous support for a changing role of women in educational and professional environments. We need a special focus on girls for subjects of science and technology. We need female champions, and we need support from governments and private sector. German Development Cooperation is accepting this challenge. Let's get going. And now I'm very, very happy, and I'm very much looking forward to listen with all of you to our slamming experts. Thank you very much.
For the insights, for the food for thought. It's my pleasure to introduce you now our first slammer. It's going to be Puno, and I'm pretty sure it's the best sales pitch you've ever heard. Puno, the stage is yours.
Before I start, I'm just going to give the camera to somebody here. I don't want my mother in South Africa to think I just ran away from home. I am in Berlin to do stuff for Publica. Thank you so much for having me on this platform. I am all the way from South Africa, and I'm going to be doing a poem for you that I wrote called She, and I wrote it specifically for this session. So if I forget words, just click and it'll come back to me, don't worry. So that's how we do slam poetry. If you like something that you hear while I'm doing the poem, just snap along. If I do forget a line, just snap along. Yeah, go. She. Invest in me. This is my sales pitch, my application to be a co-creator of this platform, this new world, technology and ICT. Imagine if it mirrored both you and me. But before I begin, I hope you understand how humiliating and bland it is for me to be using all my creativity and energy to convince you, sir, of an ancient, obvious truth. I know I am great. It's like waving to the sky and saying to the sun, hey, you up there, did you know that you shine? Seriously? She'd just roll her eyes and reply, what do you think I've been doing this whole time? I am radiance. I am fire and shine. Please don't try giving me what's already mine. And just like she, that pretty much explains me. I am phenomenal, and I am worth investing in. But for some reason, I think you've missed particular pages in life's manual where they outline the splendor of my gender. So you've spent centuries scribbling your name on everything, erecting statues of your face in every place, honking your own horn so that my whispered story is never made known. The whole earth reeks of you. You've marked your territory pretty well, be it the tree or this boardroom or that toilet seat you left up. I'm surprised you haven't yet peed in my teacup. So now it is up to me to reinduct you into reality and introduce myself again. Hello, I am she, and I am worthy. I'm sure by now you've folded your arms, cleared your nervous throat, and prepared your next defense, but please, relax your stiffened neck. Uncurl, unfurl, and hear me. I put it to you that your inability to really see me is due to the fact that you fear me. Relax, remain here, hear me. Your incessant need to control and direct me and take over every space is a clear sign that you fear that I might take your place, and we both know that I'd be darn great at it, but that's just it. I have no desire to be you. You see me as lesser, but I am worth investing in. Not because I can throw like you, run like you, boom my voice or wear pants. Not because I can do it like you can or because she's the man, no. But because I can do it like I can. Mr. I have no desire to be you. Just allow me to be me, everywhere, anywhere, and always. I was never created to live in comparison to you, but in relationship with you, side by side, so please take your big feet off of mine. Why is this even a you versus me? Always speaking a language of blue versus pink, soccer balls versus flowers and pleats, and somewhere, somehow, you versus me started sounding like strong versus weak. I know you don't think I know how to be great. Maybe you think I'm too scatterbrained or soft or petite or silly or giddy or pretty or needy. Mister, what is it really? And now no need to raise your hand. I know your next question. Aren't you women asking for too much? We've already given you access to what we can. Nope, not really. I'll say it again. You still control everything. And it's simple. Women's rights are just human rights, dressed in flowers and sass. What's wrong with that? And please, don't think that you're throwing me a bone when you open the door for me and act gentlemanly. You can keep it. And if you don't understand that I don't really need it, then choke on it. Listen, your kindness is a beautiful bonus, but it is not equality. This is not a game of cards, and I never traded opportunity for your chivalry. Invest in me, and I'll tell you why. There are wonders and whispers and untold wisdoms buried deep down within us, planted by the warrior woman who came before me, whose pearls of knowledge now adorn me. You see, no matter what the cost or the magnitude of a truth, we carry it in our wombs. We live to share it with the old, with the youth. Heirlooms of stories bend our backs in agony, but we carry it gladly, for we know that there's no greater gift than knowledge from a her to a me. My heart aches for you, sir. For the duration of your life, you'll be told, do not cry. And that is why whatever you make wobbles and shakes, for you create with an unsteady hand. But I am part of she, and we do not crumble easily. We know our weaknesses, and daily we rise to face them. With every challenge, and believe me, there are plenty, we grow stronger, we grow brave, we are steady. Invest in me. Trust me, if not for mine, for my daughter's sake, for your daughter's sake. May she look in the mirror and not see a number 2, but a budding bundle of great. Because she saw Mama do it first, she will feel safe. She will be seen. She will know that she does belong, that her dreams, that she is worth investing in. Sir, invest in me. Thank you so much.
Standing ovation. Standing ovation. It's an honor having you here. Thank you so much. Just one question. When I heard that you're going to tackle this challenge with a poem, I was wondering, why did you decide to do this with a poem?
I love words. Words communicate so much, and there's so much power and depth in it. And poems are just short, quick, creative ways of communicating a strong message. And because of the artistic license, you can say a lot of things that can offend a lot of people, but people are okay with it. So poetry is really a way to communicate what's on your heart quickly and effectively. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being our role model. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you, Puno. Thank you. The good thing is, this is not the end. We have 2 more to go. Next one is Tarik. Tarik, you're known for being very frank, and I'm pretty sure we will all know why in a few seconds. I've heard that Republica wasn't so provocative as it should be and should have been, but I think we're going to change this here. So thank you so much for being here. The stage is yours.
Gimme, gimme, gimme some hate after midnight. It's raining hate, hallelujah. Okay. Huhu! Liebe Netzwutbürger, Internettrolle und all you need is Hate-Zwitscherer. Hier ist euer Drecksnick, der Scheißhaufen. Hallo! Gimme, gimme, gimme some hate after midnight. Schon mal was vom Gender Hate Gap gehört? Nö? Dann wird's allerhöchste Hasseisenbahn. Der Gender Hate Gap beschreibt den Umstand, dass ihr Hassgroupies besonders zackig in die Kommentarspalten kotzt, wenn sich euer Hass gegen Frauen richtet. Hate me baby one more time. Gut, jetzt seid ihr auch keine Fans von so einem Kulturverhunzungsexperiment wie mir. Aber wenn Frauen im Internet ihre Meinung kundtun und on top auch noch von Feminismus schwafeln, dann geht bei euch der Hassschalter so richtig an. It must have been hate and it's not over now. Und wie löst ihr euer Frauen gehen online und wir machen uns in die Hose, weil wir nirgendwo mehr was zu sagen haben, Dilemma? Genau, mit dem Pimmelmann. Eure Strategie: Kolben reinbuttern, damit das virtuelle Gegenüber Anstand lernt und die Klappe hält. Fuck you very, very much. Oder ihr spielt die, boah, du bist so hässlich wie ein Mülleimer, für dich brauche ich eine Tütekarte. Denn wenn eine Frau im Netz unterwegs ist, dann hat die auch schön fuckable zu sein. Alles nur für euch, ihr kleinen Hassschnuten. Und Gnade dem Hate-Gott, die Frau ist nicht weiß und oder trägt ein Kopftuch und oder ist nicht heterosexuell. Dann rappelt's aber richtig im Hasstiradenkarton. Ich, die kleine Scheiß-Schwuchtel, kann ein Lied von Hate Speech trällern. It's raining hate, Halleluja. Aber Hass gegen Frauen ist definitiv die asoziale Königsklasse im Hate Speech Wirrwarr. Denn Vergewaltigungsdrohungen, permanentes Body- und Slut-Shaming sind eine absolute Gender-Hate-Gap-Katastrophe. Und leider nichts Neues, denn die Hasskommentare zeigen, in was für einer beschissen sexistischen Welt wir leben. Offline wie online. What is hate? Hater, don't hurt yourself no more. In diesem Sinne absolute Solidarität für alle, die im Netz Hass abbekommen und den lovigen Stinkefinger für alle Hater. Und liebe Hater, gegen Hass hilft Liebe. Eure wertlose Missgeburt. Peace.
Thank you so much for your perspective. When it comes to gender equality, women all over the world, they are tackling different sort of challenges. But I guess the challenge you've been talking about, we all have in common. When it's about hate. Why is this important to you?
I think that hate speech is a very big problem, and it affects women in another way than it affects me or other men. And I think that we should talk about it, and I think we should talk about it in a humor way, because that's what I do. I am against racism, sexism and homophobia, but I'm not like, okay, stop doing it because I have the right to say it, because I think it's easier to make it with humor and that the people can laugh about all these bad things, and that's my strategy with hate.
Thank you so much for having this strategy. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you. Last but not least, Juliet, we are eager hearing your thoughts. Thank you. Please, the stage is yours.
Thank you. I do this piece for all the girls around the world, especially the girls in Africa. We have a program where we all come out and we stand bare feet and recite poetry so they can find their voices. And Tarik started with some musicality, so I'm just going to lean in with you and go, let's talk about tech, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things, not the bad things that may be. Let's talk about tech. Yep. Someone talked about analog, and we're talking about digital. And I'm going to use these cue cards because we live in an age of color-coordinated boxes, code, cage. And so we must teach her a new language to break out of these people-perfected prisons so that she can unfurl like pretty petals to new suns in a season of spring. Come, time travel with me to the very beginning. On the day that she was born, her mother wept with salty tears when she beheld the folds between her thighs, and her father stared blindly with accusing eyes, bereft, brokenly, as he said, "It's a girl." Why weep? Why weep at her personhood? Entering command, chromosomes XY. Redefine parameters. It reads error. Unworthy, unwelcome, unwanted, unequal, economically less than, silenced. She's a girl. And as we search for reason, we go on in to dull gray greens, which becomes the color of her world, when we turn her away from the pages of life, afraid that she'll discover new worlds and adventures in citadels of learning, in the sacred halls and walls of libraries, from word warriors and queens of codes like Ngozi Adichie, Marie Curie, Ada Lovelace. And as this chasm grows wider and wider, I ask, I wonder how many girls out there like her. Enter command. 1 million? Error. 30 million? Error. Loading answer. 130 million girls out of school. 24% represented in tech. Urgent. Enter a new code. A universal code, EAG, educate a girl. Repeat command, educate a girl, educate a girl, educate a girl. Cut. That's the color code of a society directing her life movie. Cut. That's the marks on her wrists when a non-social media mocks her looks. Cut. That's the irrational fear of her sex sensuality. Cut. That is the code for the village medicine woman who does her craze dance, and at its feverish peak, mothers and daughters, prisoner patriarchs, restrain her down and they hack off the tingling bud of her maidenhead. They prepare her, 13-year-old girl, for aged grooms, chiefs, gods of men. And with this sharp razor and sharp tongue, they numb her. And all of a sudden, these daughters grow up to become women who are grabbed by orange men in white houses. Girls who fear. Girls who shrink from their limelight. Girls afraid of their voices. Girls who are so scared to fight for a place in that room where decisions about the very right to life is taken. Girls afraid to code. Raging red. That's the color of the blood that flows when they killed her in honor by calloused hands of beloved brothers and uncles on whose knees she once bounced with joy, in whose arms she was once lovingly rocked. Rest in peace and rise in power to infinity. Fakhunda of Afghanistan, Damini of India, Ruwan of Yemen, Yazidi Dwal al-Khalil of Iraq, and Chibok girls of my homeland, northeast Nigeria. Girls shot at, beaten, raped, girls stoned, sold, kidnapped, displaced, girls who were killed because they're girls who dared to love, dared to learn. And of course, we ran out of hashtags. We ran out of hashtags. And so we say now, enter a new command. Delete patriarchy, delete sexism, delete misogyny, delete all of it. Delete femicide. Create new command. Safe open fields in real and cyber worlds. Enter new command, parity. Enter new command, equity. Enter new command, dignity for all. Learn a new code. Mali Alpha, Lima Alpha, Malala. Shattering the silence. Voiceless no more. Nameless no more. Faceless no more. Describe new code attributes. All of Maya's daughters. Voice, vision, visibility. I am here and I belong. And still they rise. Repeat command. Resist, persist. Resist, persist. Resist, persist. Do you now get it? We must teach her a new language. We must tell her that no rooms are barred. The other room, the situation room, the newsroom, the meeting room, even open spaces on the moon, hers to explore. She must crawl out of that sunken space. She must create a new world, her own world in her own image, on the go, in her mobile, in her cell. She's letting go of X, Y, Z. She's discovering a new place, embracing a digital world she carries within. She is becoming. Today, inequality doesn't faze or scare her. She's a masterful matadora. She stares down bulls on Wall Streets. Today, lies, fallacies, stereotypes can't define or rattle her. She's an untamed, mysterious, boundless energy. Demeaning words can no longer break her. She's a wild, whistling gust of wind. Violent or groping hands can no longer contain her. She's a wired beam of electric lighting. An old boys club can no longer freeze her out. She's a force, a frenetic flood of fire. She spreads. Today, she's erasing all old programs encoded. She's developing new software. She's reformatting this hardware of body, soul, mind, and spirit. She is becoming. She's writing a new code. UNB decoded, unbreakable. Reconfirm, valid, a new truth, embraced. She's becoming. She connects. She codes. She co-creates a new world in her own image and likeness. She is the code to connect our disconnected universe. She is the beautiful bridge between poverty and prosperity, between war and peace, between security and everything else that exists. She is an unbreakable code. Thank you.
I want to say it loud. I had goosebumps, like literally. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. I would like to know, my last question actually today is, what makes you think that we can overcome the digital divide?
That's a tough
Gender
one.
digital divide, yeah.
It seems very daunting when you look at the numbers, but I think because we're human beings, right? Like the poem said, we persist. We're here, we're doing this because we're all doing this. We're all talking about it. It's possible. We can.
Okay, I want to believe you. I want to believe in you. And I think as we're having all of you here, this is a good perspective. Time is running up, but we want to talk to you. So please, you're welcome at the, what is it called? The Better Place World Data Lab stand. It's F7. We want to have an informal gathering there. All our speakers will be there. Please just come over. The present for one of you is waiting there as well. And just one personal thought. I think it's totally okay if we Google about women and dress, but I really want us to Google and invest in women and coding as well. So thank you very much for being with us today. We want to have a chance of a big group photo right now. If you as a crowd want to be in it as well, you're more than welcome. We would be happy to have you. We want to do it together with this. Yeah, please just come in here and we just take a photo. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us. Thanks for your patience. Enjoy your day.